What an eye-opening, amazing film that is a complete human story. My goodness. By the way, this is great. This is beautifully directed, and the cast is brilliant. David, this film has you returning to your roots with social drama issues, social issues that are drama, and tells a very human story. What attracted you to Pain Hustlers?
What I love about this story, first of all, Wells Tower, who wrote the screenplay, is such a beautiful writer, great with character, great with tone, very subversive, slightly cheeky. So it's Wells's writing that was hugely appealing. And then the fact that we were making a subject which is a state of the nation subject, something that's touching so many lives. And Lawrence and I very early on decided we wanted to create an experience for the audience. It's a bit of a Trojan horse in the sense that, you know, what it says on the tin, it could be weighty and heavy, but we wanted to bring the audience in to connect with these human beings, to really go along with their ride and be kind of entertained and seduced to a certain extent before we get to some of the finer messaging of the movie. And so that's what appealed to me. You know, I've been making these big movies for theaters, which are designed to bring global audiences into the cinema. And I wanted to do the same with Pain Hustlers. We wanted to make a film that people would enjoy and come to and talk about, but at the same time dealt with a state of the nation issue that is ongoing and unresolved and is a big issue and a serious one.
Absolutely. Lawrence, this film is an eye-opening look at the inner workings of American medicine. When researching Pain Hustlers, what surprised you the most about this subculture?
I mean, I think probably what was most shocking about it was just the unlimited ability to be able to financially incentivize a doctor to prescribe a medication. As you know, when you experience it as a patient, you really think a doctor is matching a patient to the best medication, and that happens in a very objective, process that's really just about the best interest of the patient. As you get behind the curtain of how it really happens, there's so many factors that go into that, and you know there are quite a few regulations, but there is this giant loophole that a doctor is an independent prescriber who can write whatever medication he or she deems right. And so that just creates this unbelievable incentive of bribery to be able to incentivize a doctor to write that drug. And I think just the extent to which people will go to get a doctor to write their medication was pretty astonishing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. David, Emily plays Liza, and there's this fantastic scene in there where Liza's talking about feeling exactly the same despite her success. Can you talk to me about creating or crafting the character with Emily? Because Emily's character, Liza, is extremely relatable but flawed, but takes accountability for her actions. Can you talk about crafting the character with her?
Yeah, of course. We love the notion of a character who is flawed and who is on this journey sort of capable of doing a few shady things. And that appealed to Emily enormously and to us as storytellers. And we didn't want her to be perfect. We wanted her to get in too deep into this moral maze and do some things that were questionable. But you use the word, which I love, accountability. And the thing about accountability is, and why I think audiences relate to her very much by the end of the movie, she's the one person who stands up and goes, I know I did wrong. I couldn't help myself, and I'll take the hit for it. And there's something, that's one of my favorite moments in the movie. It's so simple, it's so elegant in the way that Emily does it, but it is so powerful. And there's something really simple and beautiful about that notion of accountability. You know, in a world that is complex, where everybody is dodging things and sort of doing shady stuff, there's one human being who stands up and says, I did wrong. Let me take the jail time. And Emily's an amazing actor. She comes to work so prepped. She has a really strong concept of how she wants to explore a scene. So when you start the day with her, she's already got things figured out in her head. And you do 2 or 3 takes, and then I'll come in maybe with 1 or 2 notes. But you want to keep out of her way so she can just explore what she's already prepared. And then we'll fine tune a little bit as we go through the day. But it's a great process because she's so inside that character's head. She brings so much to the floor when she turns up for work. It makes my job so much easier.
Like, I could talk to you guys for hours about this film because it is fantastic. I can't wait for everyone to see this on Netflix. It's a fantastic film with a brilliant cast, a wonderful message, and very eye-opening. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thanks,
Incredible
mate.
film, guys.
Thank you so much, mate.